Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Gemini reading. It's active on the 14th of June and will be impacting on the area of what we call your hopes, your dreams, your expectations, your wishes. But this really does generally align with humankind, how you see a better world, the possibility for a better world. So let's get started with your oracle from a yogic path. I pulled the card Sita, and I'm going to read from the guidebook. You have devoted your entire self to a person or a project, and your loyalty cannot be questioned. Even in the face of harsh treatment, you've endured in the name of love. Sita remained loyal to her husband Ram, despite being told he was dead and when another king wanted to marry her. When her husband returned, he did not believe her fidelity. She said, "If I'm telling the truth, I will jump into this fire and will not be burned." She stepped into the fire untouched, proving that she was indeed loyal. Sita understands how much you truly care and the sacrifices you have made. You've displayed selfless devotion, which is one of the most holy things we can do. In serving those you love, you serve the divine. And this is clarified by the Soul's Journey Oracle Abundance. I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. I do believe that this is about a specific relationship that you believed that wasn't chosen really in some way or another. In that sense, I'm thinking of a relationship with a family member, a sibling, a friend, even a parent. And there is a sense that now, having demonstrated to yourself the depth of loyalty and care, you are able to manifest the best for someone who did not always pay that attention to you, did not always nurture your development or your best, but that you have an opportunity now to return that attention, that love, that loyalty at a higher level as a demonstration of your endless capacity to love, your endless compassion for the conditions or situation that this person was in, and your willingness to connect with them over time, to not throw them away or treat them the way in some ways you've been treated. In your present, we have the Star card. Yeah, this is really resonating with not only your own interest, your own capacity to see your relationships, your life experiences in a larger context. This is you recognizing that your actions, your deeds are part of what creates a better world out there. And so you are making sure that you align yourself with a higher good for all involved. And this does at times feel as though there are personal sacrifices that are made in order to do that. However, you understood that what is good for others is good for you and vice versa. So if this moves the world to a better place, moves your relationships to a better place, then this is the advancement that you seek, that allows you to be an agent of positive change in the world. In the past, the Queen of Swords. I feel like you have been really critical of others who have treated you poorly in your past. This can be former relationships where you withstood a lot of harsh treatment, a lot of expectation, a lot of criticism, and in many ways you absorbed that and internalized it in a way that turned you into that kind of um, uh, relationship, that kind of a partner, a sister, a brother, a friend, a parent, sort of being back the way that you were treated. And this is more deeply about the way you have been critical of your own growth, development, choices that you've made, holding yourself to a standard that is impossibly high, that does not come from your deeper understanding, that comes from the standards of the world, um, critical and harsh, uh, having an elevated standard that doesn't relate to your experience or the lives of those around you. And in the future, wow, I see this experience of love, this unfolding of love, manifesting as an opportunity to redo something, to renew something. This can be a relationship, this is a memory, an opportunity where things were once beautiful, there was no agenda, there was no judgment, there was simply play, enjoyment, pleasure. This can particularly have to do with a skill that you have, a skill that you once judged as not enough, not good enough, yourself in that same regard. But it is coming from a place of natural talent, natural ability, in which you exercise this gift without concern for what others thought, knowing, confident that you could make others smile, you could make others laugh, you could entertain others with the vitality of your passion. This is highly creative and really is moving the energy towards self development in a way that perhaps has been neglected as a result of challenges you've had in your relationships. So I see you giving yourself another chance here, recognizing that you know your path. You exercised your path quite freely, perhaps in your youth, without concern about who you would grow up to be. And now you're in a position of understanding that that talent, if it gave no one pleasure but yourself, then that's reason enough to pursue it. If this reading is resonating with you so far, Leo, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all of you that are here supporting me in all the ways that you do. So thank you for that. So in the past, the Queen of Swords is clarified by a couple of cards, will be clarified by a couple of cards. The King of Wands always seems to come up for you, Leo, and the Nine of Cups. Ooh, I like this. It's interesting because this is coming across as a kind of push and pull to me. There was a way in which you have been supremely confident at the same time that you've been self-critical. So I'm sensing here a little bit of a tug of war for you. And it's a tug of war that's becoming clearer now with the new moon energy as you are looking towards your ultimate goal, your ultimate aspirations. You have the talent, you have the confidence, you have the heart, the desire for attention that is essential in the performance of any gift. And you also have the judge who looks at others and yourself with the same critical eye. Interestingly, it is this push and pull which you have come to reconcile through your honest experience of your own emotions in a process of finding happiness. You've really looked at the way in which you experienced your experience your challenges, the criticism you faced externally, the self-criticism that has caused you to measure yourself, compare yourself with others, and really looked at where that was triggered by unfortunate early experiences of being expected to do something on the basis of something superficial about you, and really the pain and the lack of confidence that engendered, the sense of not being enough, almost a feeling of abandonment that you've really come to terms with. And in that process, you've really come to a place of centering your own, not just happiness, but your sense of contentment, of fulfillment, of understanding that everything has to go through a process whereby you make it your own. You understand its meaning for you, and you turn that to your advantage. You feel good about the steps you've taken to arrive where you are now. So this is about a wish fulfillment coming through for you. And in the present, the Star card, clarified again by a couple of cards, the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. The Seven of Swords is about, I think, a dream deferred, something that you wanted but you put aside. You ignored it, you avoided it. Because for one reason it brought up too much painful baggage, too much difficulty, too many voices telling you that you weren't good enough, that you weren't adequate, that you didn't have enough to be able to do what it was you were sure that you could do. However, the practical side of you won out for quite a while, until finally you understood that you couldn't be happy until you pursued your dream, pursued your potential more than a dream. That potential has dreams attached to it necessarily, but you've really been figuring out what of that dream is appropriate for you. If you develop, and as you are developing this potential and you're putting in the work now to make this a reality for yourself, you're doing the training, the education, the discipline, the consistency required, the investment in yourself to see this through, but you're still determining what of this dream is right for you. You don't necessarily need it all to feel successful or that you've affected the world in a positive way. This can be about you understanding that whether you succeed or not, you are providing an example to others who rely on your ability to be productive, to be in harmony with your environment and who you are, to showcase for them their potential, to help them understand what is possible in the world, rather than what to shun, what to move away from. Taking the courage to pursue what is best for you. And in the future, the Six of Cups is clarified by a couple of cards again. The Five of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Wow. It's pretty clear to you that this sense of happiness in who you are, in the performance of some gift or some talent that you have, had to be experienced through a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure. It's actually the understanding that failure is what leads to success. We just can't stop trying. And I think there's been a way in which you may have spent a lot of time avoiding the consequences of a choice that you have now made. And instead realizing that when you accept that failure eventually leads to a reliance on self instead of an expectation that others are going to get you what you want or what you need, then things have begun to clarify for you. The steps needed, the joy you're pursuing, the space that is more authentically you rather than what you're told is you or what is appropriate for you. This is really this deeper connection with yourself, a way of honoring and respecting who you are and what you aspire to. This is not squelching your dreams. This is saying there's a place for you in your dreams, in the world, for who you are and what you have to offer. And you have an opportunity now to remake that space, to remake that talent, that expression in a way that will absolutely be successful and be seen. That's so important to you, Leo. You need to be seen by others because you have a sun within you to share. You are an illuminator, you are an uplifter, and you recognize that. You bring joy to others. I'm going to pull a couple of cards for the outcome here. 2 cards for the abundance card and the sun. That's one of your cards, and the High Priestess. Lovely. I'm so glad I did this. So the sun is all about exactly what I said. You have to be seen in the world. That is your place. Just like all life depends on the sun, life, spiritual life, moving in the direction of a higher love, of a higher joy, in the abundance of the world is something that is required in your being present for others, your being available for others, you're leading others with your joy, being an example to others. The High Priestess is about honoring your own intuition, honoring the light within, honoring the lessons you've learned, reflecting on your experience. When you didn't listen to yourself, when you listened to others, your choices were less likely to be valid for you. And so you hold that sense of honoring your own self-knowledge, that wisdom that you've gained as a result of understanding yourself and honoring your intuition. That's what brings you happiness. That's what puts you in front of others. That's what inspires others and motivates them to a better life, to more love, to more joy and abundance. Leo, I'm going to finish up this reading with Language of Flowers, and I pulled the Peony Health. Focus on all parts to make the whole. I love that. I feel for many of the Leos I'm reading for, the connection between health and performance, activism in the world, being present in the external world for others. I think you understand this key to health. And by health, I mean more than just exercising and eating right. I mean balance within the heart. That is the balance of giving and receiving. So thank you again, Leo, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.